So as a football fan, you must have heard about a player that lost his life after playing for his country. So the guy's name is Andre Escoba. He's a very nice dude. The guy is 27 years when the story starts. Very nice dude. People love him, positive, quiet. He stays alone, very calm. And people love the guy back home in his hometown. He's like a national hero. And he plays for the country. He's played for his country, Colombia. So during the World Cup qualifying, Colombia played Argentina. People in Colombia they don't play with soccer. Soccer is a very big thing for them. And during this qualifying match with Argentina, it was huge. It was huge. People were rooting for their countries to qualify to go to the next round, and that is in 1983. So people 1983 or 1984. So and Colombia, they are rich in cartels, drug dealers, and they are all football soccer fans. They are watching. So and in that match they played Argentina 5-0, and this was huge. Everybody were celebrating. The hype was so massive. They are happy hyping them to go and bring the trophies. You know, because beating a country like Argentina is very, very huge, very, very massive. So everybody were rooting on them to, bring home the cup, the World Cup. So and the cartels, they bet on soccer very well, so much so that they wash their uh, cartel money, drug money, they wash it through sports betting. So getting on the big stage, the first match, Romania, you know, Colombia, it didn't go well for them. They lost 3-1, and the whole country was so devastated. How can they lose this match? Everybody were critics, every journalist, everybody were criticizing. And you also know the people that doesn't take that, the cartels. They think that this can be. They can't let this lie. These boys got to win because they lost millions of money, because this is also a way for them to launder their money. So how dare these people, play this rubbish? So it was so bad. So it got out of hand to the extent that the next match they were threatening the players. The hotel that the players are lodged in. They hijacked it. They were sending the TV that is supposed to welcome the players to their hotel. They now sent all kinds of threats to them. And they now tell they now threaten they are threatening the coach. If you play this player, they are going to unalive you. It was so embarrassing. It was so very, very embarrassing. And the player were panicking. They don't know what to do. But Andre, being a positive guy, he cheered the group up. Let's do this. Let's do it for the country. You guys to do this. We have this. We got this. He cheered them up. And the second match came.
You
The
can see
second match of
Andre
the World
singing
Cup came.
Colombia national anthem. The field are full, stadium full. This is World Cup, as it dey be. Back home in Colombia, families, shops are even closed. Family and friends all together. But as it dey be now, the gangsters are watching. And as the ball starts, he was playing well, pushing the ball forward. This is Escobar. He was their star man. And as soon as they lost possession, the opponent launched the ball forward, crosses the ball, and it deflected on Escobar's leg, and it went inside their own net. Everybody was devastated. The fans, everybody, the goons, the cartels, they were Escobar knew what it meant. Everybody was devastated. The fans are not having it. I mean, this is supposed to be their World Cup. They were the better teams. They were accusing everybody, the players. They are not having it. They can't take this. They can't, imagine it. They started calling the players, threatening their lives.
They were receiving threats. They were, the drug dealers. They don't, they can't let it slide. They think that this can't happen. This can't happen. They were sending threats. It was unimaginable. It was unimaginable. And the boys decided not to, go home. They decided to stay back because, the threats were massive, and they know that these drug cartels are not joking around. Okay, so they were even advised to stay back until this whole chaos cools down. But Andre, being the kind of person he is, he just thought that, who doesn't make mistake. So he decided to leave. Even the football federation told him that this is not good for you to be coming back. You should stay back with other boys. You should stay back. Even his family called him, told him that it's not safe to be back. It's not safe to be home. But Andre ignored. Andre ignored, and eventually he came back. He was at first he was staying indoors. You don't want to create conflict, chaos. He was staying indoor, but he now wrote a letter. He wrote 10 days passed. He wrote a letter. 10 days after he's coming home, he wrote a letter, you know, addressing what happened, telling football fans to cheer up. After all, this isn't the end of life. That is what he wrote as part of the letter. So Andrea, after much staying inside, he decided to go out and party with, his friends. So they went to the local club, and Andre were all seated, you know, enjoying his life as well, some stuff like that. So another seat that were very close to him was a well-known cartels, which is known as the Gayon brothers. So they were seated, they couldn't believe who they are seeing. They were like, this is the guy that scored on goal. This is the guy that scored on goal that knocked out Colombia in the World Cup. So they meet with him, calling him all sorts of name, traitor, stuff like that. So the threats were getting too much. Andre he gets up and tried to leave. So we're about to enter his vehicle, his car, and then these boys they were following him. They were following him and calling him all sort of names. Andre he just stopped and tried to explain to them that this is mistake. Nobody is above mistake. This is football. You know, but those guys they are not having it. They are not having it at all. And one of them brought out a gun and pow, 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 pow. Bro, they shot him 6 times. 6 times. And while he's shooting him, he was shouting, go, 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 go. He was mocking him. And Andre did not survive. He died. And the police arrested the guy. He went in for his masters, who we know as the Gayon brothers, and he served. They gave him 43 years, and he served about 11 years. And the Gayon brothers allegedly bribed officials, and the guy only served 11 years. My brother, that's it. I've seen so many horrible football, stories that touches the heart from the fans, from the players. It's horrible. It's horrible. You guys should be careful out there. Tell me what you think. Follow this video and share this video.